You are listening to Musician Today, weekly podcast with Vera Flamenco. Tune in for your insight into a professional musician's life and awesome new music.
Woohoo! Welcome everybody to another amazing episode of Musician Today podcast, where we bring you the most awesome artists from across the world. You never know who we're gonna have next. And this week is a special episode because we are celebrating exactly a year since I started my show. Awesome. And we have an amazing guest to join us today, David Rivera. He was born in Medellin, Colombia, in a musical family. He began his violin studies at the age of 8 at the Universidad de Antoniquas Music Conservatory. I hope I said it right. In 1990, David founded the goth metal act Tenebrarum.
Yep.
Yeah. And they pioneered in the genre in Colombia, and as a very respected band in the country's rock metal scene, they're still active with 10 albums and hundreds of shows in Colombia, Ecuador, and Mexico. Its main feature is the inclusion of the violin in the metal instrumentation environment. In 1991, he became a member of the Antigua Symphonic Orchestra. In 1994, David obtained his bachelor's degree in modern languages at Universidad Pontificia Bolivariana. All right, I'm going to learn a lot of Spanish today. After the closure of orchestra in this very same year, David devoted himself to teaching from 1995 to 2000. And in 1998, he was invited to be a member of Antigua Symphonic Youth Orchestra as a concerto soloist. In 2001, he auditioned to be a part of Medellin's Philharmonic Orchestra. And in 2002, along with David Hoyos and Julio Sierra, founded the Violinist, a 2 violins and piano trio. They became pioneers in Colombia in the fusion between violin and electronic beats and recorded 1 album in 2005. And later in 2010, David made a dream come true, putting together his Tenebrarum of performing with Medellin's Philharmonic and Altavoz International and a rock festival sponsored by Medellin's major office in front of more than 30,000 people. They were the first metal band in Colombia to do a symphonic show. Symphonic metal is my favorite, just saying that out loud right away. So in 2011, David obtained his second bachelor's degree in music teaching, and that year he created MWROC, a quartet dedicated to transforming rock and classical instrumental songs in which the violin is the main feature. They have released 2 albums since, first in 2012, second in 2014. In 2012, David left the Medellin Philharmonic to dedicate his time to his own musical projects. And he has performed as a guest musician with important bands and artists as Whiplash, Orphan Land, Diego Torres, Arkangel in Venezuela, Total Death in Ecuador, and Kraken in Colombia, among others, many more. So he's a prolific composer. He's working on a personal project which is combining Colombian Pacific region rhythms mixed with some Arab-based melodies. Ooh, love it. Then he's also a featured wood violins artist. On June 29th, 2019, Tenebrarum gave the biggest concert of their career so far in front of more than 80,000 people at Rock al Parque Festival, the second biggest rock festival in Latin America. We should go to Latin America. It sounds so awesome. On November 14th, 2019, Netherlands Council commended David and Tenebrarum with the Juan de Corral Merit Order, the most important civilian award in the city of their contribution to Netherlands culture and for band's 30 years career. And currently, David is dividing his time between composing, performing, online events, and entertaining us during quarantine, writing a book about Tenebrarum's history in 3 decades. And wow, that's quite the story. Thank you so much, David. How are you doing today?
I'm pretty excited with this. Awesome.
Good, amazing. So we're so happy to have you here today. And of course, we're going to learn way more about you. So before we go any further, you guys, you can always find David on his Instagram at David Rivera Violin, on Facebook at David Rivera Violin Rock, On Twitter at David Rivera Viol. Is that the one? Yes. Then on YouTube, look him up at David Rivera Violin Rock, and you will find his current channel. On Wood Violins website as well, as one of the featured artists at woodviolins.com/David Rivera. This is actually something we're going to discuss today too, how you found the wood violins and what you like about the instrument. But first, tell me, how did you become this kind of like metal violinist, and what brought you to this path?
I came from a musician family, and this is in my DNA. I started to play violin at 8, and I love it. As soon as I see this instrument, I just fell in love, And at the age of 12, I discovered metal music. So that was like weird, because my father is he's a professional guitar player and composer, and he's very classic in a very classic way, and he hated rock and metal. That was like, you are like pagan shit. And I had a lot of conflicts with my father because of it. Yeah, but metal was like my secret love, that was forbidden at my home. That was more exciting for me, and I developed this enchantment with metal music. As soon as I could, I created a metal band called Tenebrarum. And quickly I understood that I could mix, my violin with like heaven and hell, I could this mixture, but it took me like 20 years to find my way, Beginning with Tenebrarum, I play guitar. I don't know to play guitar, but by ear I started to play, and I recorded my first album with my band playing guitar, knowing nothing about guitar. That's like strange, But in my first album, I decided to introduce my violin, and we just left the guitar, and I started to develop this new way to do music, For me, it's in Colombia. Things with culture in Colombia are pretty hard, because unfortunately, I have to say, Colombia is a third world country. I think in countries like Canada, United States, or in Europe, things are a little bit easier, because the industry is more developed. Here I was like in the middle of the desert. I have to build something from the scratch, because for example, I knew the Mark Wood legacy in 2010. I didn't know how to do it. I have to build it by myself, the correct way to play, to stand in the middle of a metal band. I mean, that was like Miss Error, and I don't know how to say that, ensayo y error. I had to try many times.
Yeah.
And with time, I could do it, I could do it. And now I think Tenebrarum is a pretty unique project. Our sound is pretty unique. And we eliminated the guitar of the band in 2015, because we were a 5-member band, and we eliminated guitar, and now we are just 4, no guitar at all. And I think we released our album called Las 11 Formas del Horror, 11 Forms of Horror, in 2018, and it's our heaviest album so far. So wow. It's not guitar, it's just violin. I'm pretty proud of it,
That's amazing. Wow. Why don't we listen to one of your songs, right?
Yep.
We have Insomnia here by Tenebrarum. Yep. Amazing. Enjoy, guys. I love that solo in the middle. What I really love about it especially is that it's not, you're not trying to be electric guitar. There's still some reference to it, but you're actually playing with the violin sound, and it sounds amazing. So in the genre. So I love it.
I think that was pretty awesome when I discovered wood violins, because that's what the kind of instrument I needed to do that. Because I at the beginning I played with my acoustic violin, and I used like a crappy pickup. That was terrible.
We've all been there, yeah.
But as soon as I could improve my equipment, I could understand the general concept of violin in the middle of a metal band, in the middle of rock band, and how to create like atmospheres, That was important for me. And as soon as I discovered wood violins, and as soon as I get my Viper, everything changed, because I could explore. I could be bold, like bolder. That was amazing. I was the first violin player doing this in Colombia. And I'm still, I think I'm the only one in Colombia doing this. I mean, we have a lot of instrumentists, good instruments here, a pretty amazing violinists here, but they are not into rock, because they are so classical, like a little bit like this in front under the directors, at the orchestra. But I just said I don't want to do that anymore. I want to follow my own lead, and that was like an adventure to do that in a country like Colombia, a tropical country like Colombia, because um, I have to say it. I mean, rock is not the most popular music here. I mean, a lot of people loves rock, but it's
Mhm.
not most popular.
Mhm.
Everybody here is listening reggaeton. I hate it, by the way, and other stuff, like salsa music,
Yeah.
like vallenato. It's a pretty Colombian rhythm of the north part of the country, the Caribbean, and it's pretty commercial here. I really don't like it, not much. I respect vallenato as a folklore, uh,
Mhm.
salsa music. I respect them because they are very good instrumentalists and their music is very complex. I really love good music. If the music is well done, I'm not problem with it. But reggaeton, I hate it because it's not music for me, and it sucks. I'm sorry, it sucks.
Well, that sounded amazing. We're getting comments on Facebook. Johnny says that sounded awesome. Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for tuning in. So yes, I totally understand what you're describing is that when there's this kind of music in you and you absolutely have to do it, and playing in the orchestra is it's quite boring for someone who's a soloist like you. It's boring. I know. I've been there myself, and I just feel like I was not quite fulfilling like even 10% of what I could do just by sitting there, right?
I mean, you have to follow.
Yeah.
You need to learn to follow. You need to, as a musician, it's the best. I mean, the best. I'm grateful to have been part of the Medellin Philharmonic Orchestra because I learned a lot.
Mhm.
I just grew up a lot. I understood a lot of things. The main thing I could understand was music is like a big tree, and musicians are like little ants, and we just are walking around all branches, and as a musician you have to be like versatile, you have to be like flexible, music is one thing. It's not a lot of music. No, music is just like big tree,
Yeah.
and you can move to one branch to another. So that's why I'm trying to do different things. I have been different things all my life. My family, my parents, they are pretty good musicians too. They met themselves like more than 50 years ago, and they immediately, my father played the guitar and sing, and my mother sing beautifully, and they united their voices and their souls in one thing, and they raised their family around music. That was awesome. And they played like Colombian typical music. Colombia, it's a very diverse country.
Mhm.
I think people outside Colombia, they have a pretty funny idea of us, you know, because we have a lot of regions with different culture, different food. It's a pretty a rich country in culture. It's an amazing place. Unfortunately, the drug thing has like dropped like kind of mug in our faces. But you catch that and you have a pretty beautiful country.
That's amazing. Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of diversity in just within one place like this. And speaking of diversity, I wanted to play the next track. So, Bullerengue.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Merengue is actually is a rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Colombia, as I told you, Colombia has a lot of regions. The Pacific region we have like 2,000 kilometers of coast in the Pacific Ocean. That part of the country is pretty wild because it's jungle, and the population of that area, most of them are African American people, and they have their own culture, their own rhythms. The most Colombian music is based on Caribbean music. You know, the north of the country, the Atlantic coastline of our country has a pretty unique rhythms and music and customs and food. But the Pacific region of the country is completely different. It's wild, it's mystery, because it's not developed. It actually is the poorest part of the country, and it's crazy because they are people in need. You know, they don't have communication, they don't have roads, they don't have anything, and they have developed like their own culture because they are like virgin. You know, they are not like infected with Western. Things. You know, they are in the middle of nowhere and they have to develop their own music, their own things. And I took a rhythm of that part of the country and tried to mix it with some Arab-based tunes, and I created this specific song called Bullerengue.
Amazing. We can't wait to hear it. So here it goes, guys. Enjoy. awesome. It's
Thank you.
very fun, kind of, yeah, and it does have its unique feel to it. It's like I can't really pin it down, but I guess it's unique to, yeah, what you described. So my question is, how do you produce music? Do you have someone helping you do the engineering part? Do you come up with ideas yourself? Do you write as a band? Like, what's your process?
For Cenebrarum, for example, we produce everything ourselves as a band.
Mm-hmm.
Most of times, I came with an idea, musical idea, and we start from it and start to build the music. You know, it's a pretty democratic process. You know, it's not. It's not like to impose anything. I mean, we have to be 100 agree with one idea to develop it. You know, if
Yeah.
we're a four band member, and if one of us is not completely agree with it, we discuss it and we try to find the balance. You know. In my solo project, I have a producer. Actually, the guitar player of Tenebrarum is a pretty talented musician and producer. He left the band, but we are still very good friends, and he has helped me to create a lot of stuff. I came up with an idea, and he started to produce this idea, and it's a pretty cool process, you know. I'm feel blessed to have this amazing sound engineer helping with the music, you know. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's amazing. I can totally connect with that because I'm in the same situation. I have an amazing producer who's helping me make everything sound great.
Awesome.
Yeah. So thank you so much. I feel like now it's the time for our little rapid fire game. Are you up for it?
My English is rusty, so I will try to keep up, okay?
Your English is great. I think we're going to have lots of fun with it. So basically, I'm going to ask you 10 silly questions about your life and music. And you just give us like the first answer that comes to your mind, okay? Are you ready? I'll count 3, 2, 1, and then I'll ask you the first question. All right? All right. We have cue the epic soundtrack. 2, 1. What was your most memorable performance?
Altavoz 2010 in front of the Philharmonic Medellin Orchestra.
Yeah. At what age did you pick up violin?
8.
Yay. What are the names of your pets?
I have a cat called. Her name is Mercedes. Mercedes.
Aww. Violin, acoustic or electric? What's your favorite?
Electric.
Yay. What motivates you? Short.
I don't know, a lot of things.
Which YouTuber you can't stop watching?
What? Say it again?
Which YouTuber are you watching and can't stop?
I don't know. Next question.
Your favorite songs to cover? Name 3.
Comfortably Numb, Pink Floyd, Fade to Black, Metallica, and Wasted Years, Iron Maiden.
That's amazing. Name 3 people you admire.
Alive or dead?
Either.
Johann Sebastian Bach. A lot of people, I don't know. Mahmoud, because it's amazing with this electric violin thing.
Mm-hmm.
Can be the other one. I don't know. A lot of.
That's okay. No pressure. We ran out of time actually, but we can still finish the questions because they're fun. All right. Dogs or cats?
Cats.
Yeah. Name 3 artists that you follow on Instagram.
Metallica, Septic Flesh, Iron Maiden.
Yeah, amazing. Love all of them. Great. Well, we made it to the end. We didn't win under a minute, but that's okay. I think we still learned a lot. And the whole purpose of this is to kind of like come up with the first thing that's your genuine feeling. So without overthinking your answer, just like go for it, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you. So before we go to, I wanted to ask you one more sort of favor. It's, can you tell us what would be the one most important piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were like 10 years younger now, and to the artists who are about that stage in their career, what would be the one thing that you recommend they do in order to get to the level they want to be?
Keep studying, work harder.
That's true. That's true. I agree. It pays off. So, one more thing before we conclude is, I know that you're doing a lot of things online right now, and you're writing your book, and you're engaging your community through videos, right? Performances. What is your main sort of project? What's your main focus of these kind of like quarantine project, if you would say?
I have to reinvent myself. You know, I have to reinvent it myself because what I do for a living is to play in social and corporate events. You know, in weddings and corporate things and stuff like that. You know, that's what I do. It's my main source of money. You know.
Yeah.
And we are quarantined, so we are screwed a little bit. And I need to develop the way to transmit emotions through music, but I couldn't do it like presentially, you know, like in person. But I needed to develop one system to keep transmitting these emotions, you know, and I studied a little bit the internet stuff, the platforms to streaming platforms, you know, and things have worked, you know. Actually I can try. I can make streams at home from my home, from my living room, actually with cameras and stereo streamings. So I have grown a little with this. It's amazing, and it's awesome because I don't have any borders, you know, because we are a click away from my country. I can do the same job in Canada, in Colombia, in China, in Europe. I actually have transmitted shows to Australia, to the United States, to Canada, to Argentina, to Panama. A lot of, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah, it is. I agree that this is the time to, like you said, exactly, to reinvent ourselves, right? And explore other parts of our work that we haven't been paying a lot of attention because we've been too busy gigging. So you're completely right. Going online and finding a different way to engage people and to still continue sharing your music is the best way to go. It also gives you the sense of sanity, right? Like you're not just doing nothing. You're engaged in your fully active career, right?
In Canada, at least you can go out a little bit. Here we are confined in our places.
I see.
I mean, people right now is getting crazy.
I imagine.
And that's why it's important to share music in this very moment, you know, of history. Musicians are pretty important. We are important to keep people sane, you know.
Yeah.
To help people to keep their mind sane, you know.
It's our mission.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. Thank you so much, David. I had so much fun today, and I can't wait to share it on all of our platforms. You guys follow Musician Today podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Castbox FM. And today's our anniversary episode, a very, very special one. So I'm really excited to bring you this amazing artist and amazing music. So before we go, though, don't forget to follow David on Instagram at David Rivera Violin, on Facebook at David Rivera Violin Rock, on Twitter at David Rivera Viol, YouTube David Rivera Violin Rock, and on Wood Violin's website at David Rivera. So can't wait. Maybe we will have you back sometime when you have a new release, new CD, new album, new song, new video. Just send me a message. Would love to have you on part 2 of our interview, so you can tell us more about the creation of your new project. So meanwhile, All the best. Have an amazing week. And we're going to close with another awesome song, Distancia.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Have a good week. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.